Hey guys, welcome to our weekly What's Up. A little late, a little technically challenged, that's okay. So let's talk about this week, shall we? So we are coming off of Easter and Mercury moving into Aries, which is kind of exciting. It is really the heart and soul of Aries season at this point. By the end of this week, we will have 5 planets in Aries at our new moon, which is really exciting. So we started out this week, by the way, if I did not say it, this is Monday, the 5th of April through the 11th of April. This is leading up to the new moon on the 11th. So very exciting stuff. Big, kind of big, like in our ready set that we've been kind of dealing with. This is the go week, right? We begin motion in this Aries energy. So we began the week with a cap moon, quickly moving into Aquarius. So the moon actually gets a lot of action all week, honestly. The moon sextiles Mercury, the Sun, Venus, and Uranus, and conjuncts Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter this week. So getting a lot of emotion into all aspects of our life, right? That social aspect, that transformational aspect, and those personal aspects. So this is, again, I think I never say don't pay attention to your feelings. They're running your show. But it's a big deal, especially a big deal this week. Very much so. There's a lot of capacity for you to be in a really expanded and transformational state as it relates to your emotions. Rolling into Friday, right? We roll into Friday with a Pisces moon that rapidly moves into an Aries moon, which is kind of exciting. And so on Friday, Mercury conjuncts Chiron. Mercury, of course, in Aries, and Chiron, of course, in Aries. So this is about communication and wounds and healing. This also happens on the same day that the moon squares Mars, right? And then 15 minutes later, conjuncts Neptune. So these are really deep emotional movements that have a lot of capacity to create in terms of from those depths, right, where we really draw a lot of fuel, right? You know, the deeper you go, I guess the purer the source. And so the deeper you go into those Neptunian depths with the moon, the stronger that tension with Mars, that dynamic tension of that square can be, if you are ready, right? If you're ready to launch, if you've done the work. And all of that moon activity comes after a Mars-Neptune square, right? So this is all about really supercharging your actions and being ready to move ahead. And Saturday we've got Mercury sextiling Saturn and Venus sextiling Jupiter, right? And so that's a kind of a neat little pairing. Just having to do with, we have those personal planets, right? Mercury and Venus. And then we have Saturn and Jupiter, our social planets. And the way that they're kind of dancing in that little square dance that they're about to do has a lot to do with plans, right? This is really that solidification, I see you, of plans and ways that you wish to move, right? Mercury and Venus, right? Being all about how we speak things into existence and what we want to create. and Saturn and Jupiter being our social planets of how we build our box and how we step inside it. And as that's going on, right, the moon is conjunct Chiron, really bringing out those wounds and that capacity for healing. And also then sextiling Saturn, right, asking you to be in alignment, right, with what's happening, right. And then on Sunday we have this new moon in Aries, and it's absolutely gorgeous because Venus is going to square Pluto, and that is right in line with this new moon, right? So we have a new moon in Aries, and the new moon is conjunct Venus, so the new moon is square Pluto. So it highlights this aspect, and this is all about, right, Venus square Pluto. Again, we're talking about that dynamic tension. We're talking about the light in the darkness, right? And what you find in the darkness and how you are willing to experience your darkness and what you're willing to do with it. That's your action day, right? This is that pivot point, right? All of the things that have been going on, right? We've got Saturn trining the North Node that day, and it's a pretty big deal, guys. So let's dive into it, right? So Monday, again, it's kind of like I said, it's just kind of a week to move forward, right? So we've got the King of Swords and the Page of Wands. So this is about diving into your feelings, right? The moon is sextiling Mercury and Chiron and squaring Uranus. And perhaps not really being carried away, okay, as the moon squares Uranus, right? Not being carried away by these brand new ideas that you might have, right? Sitting back, assessing, taking a little more time to work on our plans. On Tuesday, Venus sextiles Mars. Okay, Venus, all about love, right? Mars, all about action. So we've got Pentacles, which are beautifully Venusian. We've got this Six of Cups. So this is, we know, unconditional love, right? The Six of Cups is where you find that unconditional love, where you know feels like home. And Venus in Aries wants to go there, right? Venus in Aries wants to go there. And the Page of Pentacles says, let's bring our resources with us, right? Absolutely. And that Gemini Mars is like, how is it possible? How can I make this happen? In what way? What do I need to dive into in myself, right? As that moon conjuncts Saturn and aspects the Sun and Mars and Venus. All of these planets are affected by the moon. What feels resourced to me? How do I feel into my resourcedness? How do I create what I know is unconditional love, says Venus, right? What is it? Is it those tangible resources? Is it the intangible resources? How do I get it? What do I know it to be? What have I experienced it as in the past, right? How do I move toward it in the future? On Wednesday, the moon moves into Pisces, right? This is that day to listen, right? We want to talk about community, right? As the moon is conjunct an Aquarius Jupiter, right? We expand through our sense of community, our sense of with others. But as the moon moves into Pisces, we have to feel into that, and we have to know what we can walk away from and what we can't. We have to know what belongs to us, what will work for us and what will not, what is serving us, and what is it okay to be in that better felt than spoken space of, right? Do we have to follow our heart? Absolutely. New moon coming, right? We know these things. And then on Thursday, we've got judgment in the world. I mean, hello, we are really, really moving into that new space. Judgment, rebirth, the world, cycles, right? Cycles, cycles, cycles. This is the moon sextile Uranus. This is how we experience those shifts and changes in our feelings. We know what brings us back to life. We know what renews us, right? We know where we are divinely slated to be. This is a day of divine intervention in your life. Look for miracles, right? They're everywhere. Look for your beginnings. Look for your endings. Look for what is renewed, right? Because perhaps not everything is breaking new ground. Perhaps this is a thing you already have and you've journeyed away from. And we know how to get back there, right? We know what's in our heart of hearts. We always know. And sometimes, you know, all roads lead to Rome. Well, all roads lead to home too. And so as we step into this Aries new moon, right, it could be that you're experiencing something you have experienced, but you're experiencing it in a new way, right? It's wherever that unconditional love is, especially with all these Venus placements later in the week. On Friday, so on Friday we've got Mercury conjunct Chiron, we've got Mars squaring Neptune, and then we have those big moon placements, right? Squaring Mars and then conjunct Neptune. So we have justice and we have the Two of Cups. We've got more divine intervention, right? Again, of course. Justice being that balance, that harmony, that balancing out. The Two of Cups being the ultimate balancing out, right? This is about love. This is about divine love, where you are slated for divine union, right? This is where you find that unconditional love, where you find your heart's desire. This is what you journey toward, right? This is how you are renewed. This is where your cycle takes you to that renewal of whatever brings your heart into that space of divine love. We know all these things. Saturday, we've got that weird little square dance, right, of a Mercury conjunct Saturn and Venus conjunct Jupiter. And as they do their dance, right, remember I said this is about the day to make plans. Well, there's nothing better than the Emperor and the Four of Swords for that kind of energy. The Emperor is the ultimate planner, right? He's the Emperor. He's got ultimate say. And as the moon conjuncts Chiron and then sextiles Saturn, it's about really being in touch with the way that you are structuring. Is it from your wounds, right? Is it from this Three of Swords, or is it from this Ace of Swords, right? This is what the Four is asking you. Where is your love, right? What's bringing you that love? Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter. How do you get there? How do you get there? You get there by processing this pain and creating everything you have and everything you are and everything you want from that healing, right? From that healed energy, renewal as a healed being, right? Moon conjunct Chiron, moon sextile Saturn. We are creating from our healing, not from our wounds. And then please remember, this is our new moon day, right? Sunday the 11th at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Please remember that I discussed how Venus is conjunct the new moon and square Pluto. Okay, we have talked about squares being those points of dynamic tension, right? The 2 points of dynamic tension, having to make that choice, choosing the world, choosing the higher, right? Choosing from your heart, choosing your passion, choosing that renewed state of being, choosing what brings you new life, transformed life, right? We have Pluto and Venus. What did I say? The light in the darkness, knowing where the light in the darkness is. This is how we come out of the Four of Swords. We learn where the darkness shines, and then we create, we choose from it always choosing what is brought to us in divine order, in divine fashion, right? Regardless of how good a thing looks, it has to feel that good as well, or it is not yours, right? You know it by how it feels, and that choice is always made based on how it feels. The Two of Wands is about choosing your highest passion, your highest love, right? So this Aries new moon is go. This is go time. And so I can only say, I hope that you have been doing the work. This new moon ends with Chiron, Mercury, the moon, the sun, and Venus, all in Aries. Saturn is squaring the North Node, right? And so that brings this, wow, to the pivot point. Like I said, this is the pivot point. This is the point of choice. This Aries new moon. This is choose or be chosen, or it will be chosen for you, right? Choose or it's off somewhere else. Choose or you're stuck with whatever your wound is, right? And who wants that? Nobody wants that. So I do hope that y'all have been doing the work. It's very exciting, right? When we get to this point in the year and everything is starting to bloom, including us. But as we move into the bright light of the year, don't forget that that light always originates in the darkness, right? From where our heart is, from where our heart has listened to what's been happening around us, for us, within us, what we have done and what we have not done, the work that we were required to do and the work that we left undone, right? There's a lot of Saturn in this week too, guys, so don't forget that. A change in the wind, a sense that unseen change has been initiated. Yes, indeed. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. Well, again, we need to be in alignment this week. This is not a week where maybe kind of sort of is going to do, right? Because this is that week where what you have locked and loaded is going to get amplified. So it's about knowing, right? It's human nature to yearn for uncertainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent. Like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even as storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead, life is about to get interesting. Anticipate with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies, right? So the unknown, right? Moon conjunct Jupiter. How do you expand? In what direction are you going? Are you heading toward love? Are you heading toward what the divine has given to you, has set before you? Toward the harmony, the balance, the love that is yours to experience, right? Toward the juice in your life. You have been plenty afforded the time to consider, to contemplate, to process, right? To heal these wounds of the Three of Swords with these new ideas, to heal your own beliefs about how you want your life to be lived. This is the new moon that you choose it. From the light and the darkness, right? Venus conjunct that new moon, squaring Pluto. This is where the transformation happens. And it's about believing. It's about believing in what you know to be true in your heart, in your soul. It's about believing in what the universe has given you. And it's about believing in your capacity to heal and then to process that healing and come into your decision as the light, right? You have all of the information. You have all of the work within you, right? Action, right? It's cycle time. It's renewal. It's time to be all in. That's what you're being asked this week. All in, or the universe will take you all out. There's no more in between, right? There's no more in between. Aries season is not about in-betweens. So, yeah, we will talk about the new moon as it comes up. And until then, big giant blessings. Take it easy out there.